10:50 a.m. This Wednesday morning, September 24th, 2025. Yes, we have this permacloud condition still, as we're to have it all day. Now, of course, I got the bees coming up, getting in my face already, as I stand here contemplating how to go about this, as I was not going to record anything further today for apparent reasons. Okay. I have a lot of content on this channel. At times, some videos get quite a few views. Nothing in comparison to many channels out there. I mean, when I say quite a few, I'm talking, wow, 40 views for a video is pretty darn good. But unfortunately, many times, these higher views are of content. Okay, I gotta step back so he gets out of my face. It's content that is not all that great. There's nothing really all that special about it in comparison to, what this channel is really supposed to be about, and that's sky observations. But of course, I have a wide variety of content. But for the most part, it is sky observations. And as far as I'm concerned, getting more and more intense all the time. Especially such as this last recording of the sun, and with possible 2 objects rather than just one. Being, well, I say within the proximity of the sun, but who knows where it is actually located, at least the one object that I've been capturing, as well as a couple other people. But when it comes down to my sky observations and the history of this channel, once again, there's been a lot of what I declare as shadow banning, blocking of my content. And furthermore, messing with my content as far as whitewashing and pixelating the skies. Whereas if you should come across any of these videos, which I highly doubt because very few of you are actually going through my content. We'll get back to that in a moment. But this shadow banning, blocking, and whitewashing of the skies, the pixelation of the skies, and if you were to go through my content once again, you might take notice of what I am speaking of when everything below the sky is coming in nice, crisp, and clear. And I brought this to the table once before in prior so-called discussions, of which, not a whole lot of discussions that takes place in my comment sections, especially in comparison to the views that I get. Got a lot of voyeurs, huh? Okay, and I don't mean that in a negative manner. Okay, I'm just talking. A lot of people like to get on this platform just to watch content and not really interact beyond that. I understand. But then there comes about these circumstances to where, I know my stuff is not highly recommended through this platform for watch material, okay? So when it comes down to the nitty gritty and everybody says, oh, well, everything is based on your algorithms, which no, I don't believe that one bit, not one iota. Because I've seen plenty of proof of that being contrary to the narrative. But when I get some of these channels that subscribe to this channel, it brings about the curiosities of, okay, how did you come across this channel? What really intrigued you to actually subscribe? I don't get this type of feedback. And this is of interest to me. Because of course, being a content creator, whether, this is just a daily vlog, as it has become, rather than, and there was no intentions at the beginning of this channel. I was just, the only intention was, wow, I'm being asked to share this stuff because the people that I've shown it to thought it was pretty cool. And that's what got me going. Just, hey, I like to share. But unfortunately, regardless of how much I like to show and tell and share, this platform is of no beneficial help in that matter or regards. And so once again, there is that puzzlement and question pertaining to, okay, what has directed you to my content? Is it because you are a content creator and you have similar content? Or is it because, once again, bringing up said algorithms, that you watch content similar to my content and therefore it's being recommended to you before subscribing, of course? What is it that brings people to my channel beyond me soliciting onto other channels my content, or other content creators sharing some of my content? And I always appreciate that, people, and I try to show that, to the best of my capabilities. And furthermore, I believe that I have so much more content that is so worthy and worthwhile of sharing. But of course, once again, we're talking content that only gets 2, maybe 3 views, and one of those views being mine, and same with likes. I got people that are watching my content daily, every day, and give no likes. But yet their actions speak otherwise, and once again, contrary. But this is where I get really stumped. Once again, going back to certain channels, to where I'm confused as to how my content reached them. But there's more questions, once again, as far as sharing of content. And I really appreciate those channels out there and those content creators that have actually shared some of my material. But now there's this channel I'd really love to have some of these questions answered because this is just a channel that's relatively new, just basically has begun, and is using a lot of my content, which I have no problems with, you know? And actually, I appreciate it. But I have to say, I've had subscribers, some few subscribers, for quite some time, and already what this channel and this content creator has done has made what you have done pale in comparison. And I'm not saying anything negative against you people that have shared my content and it has been there for me. Oh, nice little glitch there. Yeah. Um, no, I do. I really appreciate it. But this guy has gone above and beyond, and he is actually going, I can tell, he is viewing my content, okay? Past content. Not just the stuff that I come out with, daily, and, and that, well, everybody's used to that, the microwave age of, gotta have what's there right then and now, instant. We don't want anything from the past because the past is the past, and well, we're always brainwashed into leaving what's in the past, right? But yet the past dictates the future. And so this is where I'm trying to target is, okay, past, present, and future, and I have this very generous person out there that is trying to share my content. And it makes me feel really good. But again, I have these questions. What brought my content to him, and why? The extensive sharing of my content, once again, so appreciative. I mean, above and beyond, as far as I'm concerned. And honestly, I really, and I don't like to say hope, but I really hope that my content does help his channel grow into whatever it should be in the future, okay? So he's used my past and present content for, adding to his own content. And I'm very curious about how the future of this turns out, because I want to hope the best. For this man and his channel. And this is the channel, EarthTube U, which I highly messed that up when I mentioned it before. I'll go ahead and provide a link to his homepage. There's okay, so just I'm a deep thinker. I ponder on thoughts too heavily. I'm a man alone with his thoughts, and so this is the kind of connections and and whatever. Um, okay, so Skywise Observations uses the profile picture of a dragon. Skywise is the name of that dragon. Okay, I use dragon. Well, already flew over, I guess. I use dragons a lot. I am a dragon. Okay, and well, I don't see dragons being negative as, you know, stories of history tries to make them out to be. I rather like dragons. And once upon a time, oh, and not only that, my secondary channel is Dragonfire Investigative Research. So once again, dragons there, and I used a dragon profile image for that channel. On my content, I brought up dragons a lot. I used to be subscribed to, and this channel was subscribed to me. I don't know if she still is or not, but okay, once again, the Watchwoman of the Dragon, okay? In which I noticed that EarthTube U has also been interacting with her channel, Watchwoman of the Dragon. So we got this. Are you getting this? Are you feeling me? Are you understanding? Now, EarthTube U, if you are watching this, if you'd like to give me some feedback, I would appreciate it. You don't have to. I'm subscribed to your channel, and I'll try to keep up the best that I can. And I very much appreciate everything that you have done. And I wish you all the best, my friend. And I state this with all of my sincerity. I'm going to leave it at that, and once again, I'll leave a link to his channel. Please, be respectful if you visit. Give him the likes that he deserves, as I feel that he deserves a lot for what he's done for me. And I'll try to do likewise the best that I can. So with that being said, thank you kindly, one and all. Take care. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. And have a great one. Much love to each and all. We're not back later today. We'll be back once again tomorrow for countdown day number 2. And we'll go from there. Thank you again.